Okay, so it's time for yet another podcast with Chad and me. Hey, Chad.
Oh, hooray! Another podcast. Like how many weeks have been skipping podcasts?
Well, we've been busy. We've had an unfortunate incident with hardware, at least you.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, hard drive.
And I've reached. I am now licensed to make very awful jokes.
All right, you're now daddy.
Yes, I am now a dad.
Tatay Allen. Can you please give me more beer?
That I don't know what to say to that. But if you want to wear diapers and drink beer, we'll make sure to share it on Facebook.
No.
All right. So anyway, things that have been going on lately. One of the bigger rumors is yet again Overwatch. Overwatch still getting lots of hot press.
Yeah, that's right. I think we heard some new tidbits about for our secret Overwatch character from the name of Sombra.
Yeah, Sombra is getting what seems to be a leak from somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where the leak came from, but
yeah, turns out there's one certain media, or maybe on a Reddit thread that shared a leaked photo of Sombra for a sort of press release, or maybe.
Yeah, looks like she's already gonna be applied in the next patch. So meaning the reveal might be this Halloween.
Maybe just in time for like another rumored Overwatch content update with a Halloween theme event.
I think that's called was it the Junkratstein or something?
Yeah,
Dr. Junkrat or something.
Yeah, apparently there's another leak that showed the online webcomic featuring some of the Overwatch characters in Halloween costumes.
But okay, so anyway, it looks like so long as you have a strong enough fan base, they're gonna find out what you're up to, whatever you do. This is Blizzard we're talking about. They named their games something else in development, so it's quite surprising that we have information this early. But what do we think Sombra will be having?
Yeah, that's a good question. So what actually, what kind of abilities will Sombra have, or like what kind of role should it be?
The only real basis we have is, well, of course, all this ARG stuff going on with the hacking, with the decoding of messages, and now a photo of what Sombra looks like. So sort of a villain, works for Talon, always about hacking.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at is possibly her ability to disrupt abilities or silence opponents.
So far we got, I think, based on the photo, I think we can confirm that she's using a submachine gun or an Uzi.
Yeah. And so there's a good chance that she's some sort of flanker.
Maybe.
Yeah. And what I'm thinking is she moves around quickly, or at least she can move around in a concealed manner without at least being undetected, and then she'll mess somebody else's game. Now, hacking. What comes into mind when we hear hacking?
Yeah, possibly there could be some possible ways, like she could be using the hacking abilities in an ultimate.
True.
Like, for example, we mentioned before, like, it could be a way to counter on ultimates, like disabling your ultimate status, or maybe disabling the entire ultimate state.
So maybe it can. So when it comes to hacking, the first thing that comes to mind is basically ruining something, like maybe electronic. For example, Widowmaker's visor is electronic. It works on some sort of IR sensor.
Yeah.
We have, what's this? Bastion is a robot himself.
Oh, she could disable Bastion, like in his tank form. He could be disabled.
Yeah,
for
a
couple of seconds.
Or it could be anything at this point. At the moment I'm thinking she disrupts ultimate charge or silences abilities. So for example, if you are Pharah, if you're hit by her hack, I'm not sure how that's gonna hit yet. Yeah. Maybe you can't fly for a few seconds. Maybe your ultimate charge is gonna go down, which is gonna be so frustrating for Zarya, considering that she has one of the slowest charging ultimates in the game.
Yeah, true. Another possible theory is that Sombra could be like a spy from Team Fortress 2, since we heard from other sources that in other data mined audio clips, there are some mentions from characters that there's a cloak character on the field.
Okay.
So it's a possibility that she could use stealth camouflage.
Well, if she can disguise herself as her enemy, that would be very interesting. That would actually turn the game around on its head, just like what Anna did.
True.
Anna changed the meta from 2 tanks, 2 attackers, and 2 healers to 3 tanks and 3 healers. Of course, she's up for patching. She's gonna get nerfed on her on the ability she's able to charge.
Yeah.
Nano Boost is gonna get quite the nerf, but I'm expecting Sombra to do the same because this seems to be what Blizzard is aiming for every time they're adding new content.
It's a new meta for every update.
Exactly.
Like after a couple of months, another change will happen.
Yeah. But unfortunately, this is like all just us guessing in the dark. We don't really know what's going on.
It's actually just a theory.
Yeah, it's really a theory.
We can't actually claim it's real until Blizzard make a formal announcement. Hopefully in this coming November for their BlizzCon.
Yeah,
maybe.
November 46th, they'll have their BlizzCon out. But probably Sombra would have been released already by that point, considering all of these things coming into place, falling into place.
Maybe. Or possibly another teaser for the Halloween patch. Just in time to make the formal announcement for BlizzCon in the following week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big possibility.
Alright, so the Sombra and Overwatch news is done for now.
Yeah, moving on.
So we're gonna go back to one of the things that Reimaru Files likes to focus on, mecha.
Well, we like robots.
Robots! Yeah, we like Transformers, we like Gundam.
Yeah,
we
super
like
robots and everything mecha.
Votoms. If anybody loves Votoms, please comment that you love Votoms. I have not enough people that know about this.
No. Alright, moving on to the going back to the mecha talk. We'll be focusing this time on Gunpla and Gundam model kits.
Oh, there was an event in Robinson's Magnolia here in the Philippines.
Yeah, I think this
last GWC?
Yeah. Was it like last Sunday? Or maybe this last weekend, since I think from Sunday, there's the judging and awarding for the entries of the Gundam Builders World Cup for the Philippine leg.
Okay. What can you say about the entries, though?
Well, so far there are some candid entries making, reference from some inline jokes in our country. Like for example, there's a actual entry for a model kit that looks like a statue from a popular resorts area in the Philippines. And speaking of this statue, it looks really,
What we can't say? What we can't say?
Well, it's really, funny.
It's funny. Yeah. What GWC here in Philippines has taught us is that we have a sense of humor. We really do have a sense of humor.
Only relatable for the Philippines.
Yeah, it's only relatable to the Philippines, but maybe for those who would like to look, can we tell them where it's from?
Oh yeah, actually we can mention it. Yeah,
it's harmless. All right, so
someone's knocking. Oh wait, I'm kidding.
Don't get me scared, son. Anyway, so we have somebody look up Jed's Resort.
Is it in Laguna?
Yeah, just Jed's Resort Gundam. I'm sure it's gonna come up on Google.
Yeah, possibly.
And then when you look at the entries for GWC Philippines this year, compare accuracy, very accurate.
It might actually sell well in here in the Philippines.
I would buy it, honestly. I would buy it, but I don't think
would buy that shit. I'd buy 4 and I'm gonna sell 3 like after a few years.
Okay. Another funny piece that somebody put together is the Mark 1. Everybody just calls it the Mark 1 Obosen.
Oh yeah, it's more of a parody or maybe some tribute to the current president, Rodrigo Duterte in the Philippines. Yeah. Well, he's kind of popular here.
He's popular, unpopular. Up to you. It's up to you. It
doesn't matter if you hate him or you love him. Yeah. It's really funny. It's really cool and funny in both ways.
I mean, I found it funny, but it got people started spamming it, so I was like, okay, it's not as funny 3 hours ago. But anyway, those are kind of the more interesting pieces that we saw. Yeah, at least from the photos of the event
so far. Well, fortunately, we managed to attend for this year's GBWC, but maybe next year for future legs.
Yeah, but I do hope though that the game kind of goes up. But there were a few submissions that were very impressive.
Yeah, I like some of the guys who made a lot of dioramas with weathered effects, and
Yeah.
also mostly with the more detailed parts, making it more panel lines, more addition on the kit bashing.
Yeah, what I could see from the Gundam builders of the Gunpla builders here in the Philippines is they either know what to do or they're very good in customizing but can't think of a good concept, or those that have maybe an interesting concept in mind.
I think one possible shortcomings would be maybe the rules and regulations for the Philippine leg. From what I remember, it's that there's one certain regulation that you're required to purchase those kits from official retailers.
From certain retailers.
Like for example, you need to purchase it from Toys R Us or maybe Toy Kingdom.
Okay.
And every entry you're required to submit the receipts. The official receipts that you actually purchased those items.
Are you also going to issue the receipts of the paint
Well,
and the cotton? And
that's interesting. But maybe more for the base kit. The base model.
That's a funny thing to bring up, considering we saw a stormtrooper Zaku there.
Yeah.
And it's not even a Zaku style as a stormtrooper.
I don't know if it's qualified or just already disqualified but left it as a display.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out soon enough. The results should be made known very soon.
I think they already
By the time this comes out,
released now.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, the results will be out. But anyway, I'm not sure if that's consistent between other competitions across the world, requiring to buy from certain retailers. Maybe it's to protect against piracy or bootlegs.
Also remember there's a certain rule, like I'm not sure if it already been changed, like you're not allowed to cut off some parts on your V-fins.
Oh.
You remember those some pegs on the back part just to prevent it from being more sharp when you cut it off?
Mm-hmm.
They're discouraging the removal of those pegs or those excess plastic. I'm not sure for what reasons, but maybe for safety issues.
What?
Well,
You're not allowed to clean your build because something.
I don't know.
Okay, guys. Gunpla building is a craft. It's something you work on. It's something that requires a lot of precision, and eventually you will get into a little accident.
Yeah.
Maybe a shallow cut on your finger. Maybe cut off skin because of the knives. Maybe you rub your nails with the sandpaper. It's gonna happen.
But we'll find out soon for the explanation, maybe.
Okay, maybe. I hope so.
But anyway, let's move on for the next next topic.
No, I'm not done being angry. I'm not done being angry because I
really?
saw somebody
Really?
post on my Facebook feed. He got Kawaguchi-san himself to sign an item for him, customized. Well, not really customized, but you want to know what it is? Want to go?
Who was it, Alan?
Take a guess.
Wait, I mean, this Kawaguchi guy, is he the guy who makes those custom Gunpla builds? The same guy who also made those tutorials on how to build Gunpla.
Yes, him.
So what is this mystery item that this particular person signed to Kawaguchi?
Around Robo Damashi Freedom.
What?
He asked him to sign a Robo Damashi Freedom. Okay, friends, for those who don't understand what I'm talking about, it's like asking the creator of Street Fighter V to sign a copy of Tekken.
Why, Alan? Why? Why did he do that?
I don't know. Okay, this could be a joke. The next part could be a joke, but I was pretty pissed already. And the next thing he said was, "Oh, maybe I can sell this so I have money for my next convention."
Why?
Yeah, I know.
Why?
Like, when you ask somebody to sign an item for you, it's normally because you adore them or you admire them. You admire
Asking
them.
for autograph is not a business.
Yeah, you don't.
Why?
You don't go to a convention in hopes of making money by having somebody popular sign a certain thing, a phone, whatever. And
let me bug Ding Dong Dantes. Let me sign his autograph for alias Robin Hood. And I'm gonna sell it to everyone. 5,000 each, guys. 5,000 each.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be rich, guys.
Eventually, these are sold. Like these, you keep them as memorabilia. They're eventually sold, but if you
maybe some more of emergency funds.
yeah, if you decide to get somebody's autograph because they're popular and somebody's gonna buy it from you anyway. That's kind of shade, you know. That's kind of shady.
All right. Speaking. Oh, by the way, Robo Damashi toys are not model kits. They're actually action figures.
Yeah, they're really
so they're relevant. The guy you're asking for an autograph is someone who's popular in model kits.
Yeah.
Something that you build, and then
Yeah.
the item that you're actually want to get autograph is an action figure.
An action figure, which they kind of do the same. They have a stand. They get pose them and everything.
But the relevance, guys.
Please, come on. They're different genres altogether.
I think it would be kind of rude for Kawaguchi to ask something that is not part of his interest or maybe part of his work.
Yeah, just because it's Gundam. I mean, it feels really ignorant from what I saw. It felt like a very ignorant move to do that. I think he signed it out of courtesy.
Yeah, I recall that Kawaguchi doesn't ask for like fees for signature or any for meet and greets.
Okay, that's not. I don't want it to go there. I don't want it.
Anyway, at least something an eye opener.
I just want to get that out there. I wanted to share that story because it's a little interest. It's kind of entertaining.
You can build more Gunplas tomorrow.
Okay, let's get some good vibes going here. So, excellent news.
Yeah, from Bandai Namco.
Himself.
Well, actually, there's some good news. Like, I think you heard of it from Tokyo Game Show or something, that Bandai Namco will finally be releasing the newest Gundam versus game for the
Gundam
PlayStation 4. And yes, the title is simply Gundam Versus.
Oh, it's no longer Gundam Extreme versus
Yeah,
extra words.
because actually it's the 15th anniversary for the Gundam Versus game franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it started from the Gundam Seed versus Zeph.
Yeah.
And then all the way to Gundam Extreme versus Maxi Boost from the arcades. And also from recently for the Vita, Gundam Extreme Force. Or Versus Force, was
it? Yeah, I reviewed that. I mean, it was a nice try.
And another good news is that for the Southeast Asian gamers, especially in the Philippines, Bandai Namco will be releasing the localized version exclusively for Southeast Asia. So meaning you'll be
no more guides.
No more guides. It's all in English translation, but they're still gonna retain the Japanese dub.
Yeah, 2016 is where Bamco gets so many things right. They have released game after game after game, and they have always been looking for an English release. Back then, they were always thinking that they would be doing it at a loss, but now I don't know what convinced them to do it. I'm just so happy we got Extreme versus Force. We got Gundam Breaker. We have what else? Tales games coming out.
Yeah, Tales games, but it also includes in North America and Europe.
Yes.
Hey, God Eater 2.
God Eater. So many games. I wasn't expecting.
Also
OG.
J-Star's Victory.
J-Star, yeah. And Super Robot Wars OG. A super text-heavy game.
Even SD Gundam G Generations and the upcoming Super Robot Wars for next year.
Looks like I'm reviewing more games.
And majority of these titles are having the first time being localized in English.
And the best part is that they don't cost you an arm and a leg anymore.
Yep.
They do not cost an arm and a leg. But back then, if you wanted to play Extreme Versus, Gundam Extreme Versus, you have to order it from Japan or something.
Or purchase it from PlayStation Network.
You
have to register for a Japanese account.
Yeah, and it gets kind of complicated because either or, whatever the reason or however you're going to go about it, it's always going to be that expensive. To put it into context, it would be maybe 5,000 pesos to get one.
From the last time I remember, I think it's a copy of a PlayStation 3 game will be around 8,000 yen.
Okay,
so that's like half from the Philippines.
4,000.
Yeah,
that's 4,000 PHP. 4,000 Philippine pesos. Normally, the cost should be around 2,000 to 2,500.
That's an average SRP for
most games.
Ordinary game.
Most games. Well, 3K is like kind of the upper echelon AAA stuff already. And these are the very, very new IPs. Alright?
So yeah, that's a good news for us fans.
Anyway, yes.
So when can you expect Gundam Extreme? Maybe next year? 2017.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
said
it's next year.
2017.
And it's for the PlayStation 4.
With Barbatos.
Yeah.
It's going to have IBO units already, so those looking forward to kick some ass with no longer beam sabers but giant chainsaws and clubs.
But I want my build fighters.
Build fighters.
Jigen, how are you?
Alright. Speaking of mecha games, Bamco. Well, not exactly Bamco, but Bamco will be involved in it. Armored Core 6 has been announced by From Software.
Yes.
Armored Core 6 has been announced by From Software. This is just great. I have been so hungry for mecha games.
So far, there's no like news for any progress on the development. It's more on the planning phase.
Yeah,
but it already confirmed that From Software will actually be launching a new title for the Armored Core franchise.
Yes. Well, considering where Armored Core has been going, in Armored Core 4, they were going with extreme speed, and anything can basically be fast, even if you're a tank.
Yeah.
In Armored Core 5, they tried to put it in a more role-specific thing, but due to balance issues, that didn't really come out. And there was also the patch parity issue, meaning the patches in Japan would be at version 1.7, and the patch of America would be at 1.1. Something like that.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it's because the following in Japan is much stronger, and then it just doesn't seem that profitable, I guess, for the company to just keep porting it out. But lately, 2016, 2015, this has not been the thing. So I'm looking very much forward to this. Hopefully, they're gonna go back. They're gonna continue the squad combat thing.
Maybe, or something new or refreshing.
Yeah, flying, more flying, or
space battles.
That would be cool. That would be cool,
Well,
but I don't know. How
depends on the story, of course.
Yeah, it's still
or maybe more on higher difficulty, like Dark Souls. Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, for single player content,
the core of Armored Core. The very core of the game is the ability to customize whatever build. You know, the first thing I always build on Armored Core is a Zaku.
I remember playing it on the PS1 and want to build my own Evangelion, but it doesn't exist. The parts doesn't match.
But when the game comes out, you guys bet I'm gonna try to build everything. I tried to build units based on StarCraft 2. StarCraft.
Oh.
It's, I tried to build something based on a siege tank, on a zealot, all these things just to make it interesting.
So yeah, the key factor for Armored Core is customization.
Yeah. So we're gonna see more of that.
Hopefully,
more crazy weapons.
Maybe next year we could see some development.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully more online. The online was an interesting concept that I really want to explore.
Maybe he could finally polish the system. Make it more friendly for multiplayer people.
Yeah, it was okay. It was more of the balance. Like everybody just has to use this gun, and you pretty much win.
Oh.
And there's no such thing as support. If you're support, what are you doing? Get a gun.
Support, please shoot.
Anyway, well, I think that's about it for now.
Yeah.
Because Chad here will be very busy preparing for one of the biggest events in gaming here in the Philippines.
Oh my God, no more work for me this October.
I'm just gonna review games. Now I'm gonna try to help him whatever way I can.
Well, anyway, we'll be having ESGS Esports and Gaming Summit this October 28 to 30, featuring Mr. Iga-san. Well, if you're familiar with Castlevania Symphony of the Night,
yeah, boy.
Koji Garashi is the assistant director of Castlevania Symphony of the Night and other succeeding Metroidvania Castlevania games.
So we'll probably see some sort of at least a featurette about
Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. It's more of a spiritual successor or maybe a spiritual spin-off for his Castlevania, Metroidvania type games.
Yeah. And as for me, Chad put me up to the task of making an impressions article about Paladins, the newest released
free to Overwatch.
Hero shooter, the newest hero shooter out.
Free watch.
It's on Steam.
It's free watch.
Yes, it's free. I hope I'm not gonna regret my time there.
Well,
We'll just see on the article, okay? Alright, so for those of you who are listening, thank you for your time. Are there topics that you'd like us to cover? We would very much like to hear what you guys think. So I guess that's about it. We'll be coming back sometime soon after... Soon-ish. We're gonna try to make this a regular thing, guys.
Anyway. Our regular thing is so random, you have to skip 1 month.
Anyway, thank you for listening. This is Lentropy.
And I'm Chad.
Bye, guys. Until next time.